example question that if you find yourself to be the lawyer of Joseph Aloba, his father, or the lawyer of Wunmi, or the lawyer of Mama Mohbad,
yes,
what are you going to tell them? If you find
now,
yourself as
first and foremost, I'll tell them blood is thicker than water.
Blood is thicker than water.
You cannot cry more than the bereaved. I will first bring them together as a member of the same family. There is still something, a line that still binds them together. What is that line? Mohbad. A man, like what I said the other time. I don't want to think of myself as a bird. Yeah. Later on to discover that
you're a butterfly.
That I'm a butterfly.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Most of the people that reacted, if there is a decree now, or let me say a proclamation that everybody go back home, and before you can register your account balance, we want to have your DNA results. What do you think will happen into the society?
There's going to be chaos everywhere. There's going to be chaos from the home to the society.
Do you know that there are so many people now that even by their reaction, they don't even know their own status?
In the family they belong to.
In the family they belong to.
Oh,
if at the end of the day, the DNA results now comes out and they say that Mohbad is not the father, what will happen to that boy?
Well, maybe stigmatization. Maybe stigmatization for women, especially. People are targeting women, really.
Good.
Because they felt that there's infidelity, that infidelity might have led to the death of Mohbad.
Good.
Yes, maybe that child is going to inherit a certificate of stigmatization.
Even if there is no certificate for it.
Yes, sir.
They have ruined the life of that boy even before it starts today. Now, if at the end of the day, if they say that Mohbad is actually the father, what will now be the result? The Bible says that if he has known, he will not have allowed the King of Glory to be crucified. That is why when you are in this world and you allow your situation and circumstances to push you, please, no matter how hard it is, do not let it push you to the extent that you will burn the bridge between you and your Creator.
That's a very powerful one.
Mohbad, by the time he will have realized, the body is gone. I said something. If I got to know that any of my children, they are not mine, the fact that they grew up under my roof, what I will do, I will not deny them openly, but I will let their mother know, look, I know this boy is not my child. But the mere fact pé Ọlọ́run ti fi mí ṣe sábàbí fún. If that is what he grew up to know and is behaving that way, that is the way it will remain.
That's the way it will remain.
Because the Malian, whatever they were saying, they were trying to go the opposite direction.
Honestly, 100%, sir.
But I'm talking to the youth now.
Yeah.
You may be very emotional about the death of Mohbad. Yes, very painful. But the lesson is this: if you want justice for him, let his life and death impact your life positively.
Let his life and death impact your life positively.
Because what is the essence of you running after glory? And the glory now is what I will call Ogoiboji.
Jesu gbà mí. Well, it's another very wonderful, lovely day today on Asabi Africa TV. We thank God for another day that God has given us to speak with a man of great achievements, a lawyer, public opinion analyst, and a man of measurable achievement, a man of impeccable achievement. We were very lucky to speak with him a couple of weeks back, and he was able to open our mind to a lot of things, especially as it relates to law and culture. And today we are back in the city of Ibadan, especially in the prestigious neighborhood of Bodija, where his law chambers is situated, and we want to appreciate his members of staff and people around him for giving us the privilege to come around to meet him today, Saturday, 23rd of March, year 2024. We are talking about Barrister Ayo Arowosafe, a public affairs analyst and a lawyer of many years, a litigation lawyer, a property real estate lawyer, and a human rights activist as well. I want to appreciate this opportunity. We'll be speaking with him on new issues in the society and how we can help ourselves, how we can get good direction in terms of law and related aspect of law. Good morning, sir. God bless you so much, sir. Want to thank you for giving us your time, your very busy schedule. Yesterday we tried to get to you, but you are so busy, so we said we'll just stay in Ibadan and meet you today, Saturday, sir. God bless you so much, sir. Sir, with total honor, sir, we want to appreciate you for giving us another very wonderful moment with you, sir. Yesterday we were in Ibadan, and unfortunately you were busy in courts and some other activities around you, sir. So your PA said we couldn't meet you, so we have to stay over today, Saturday, 23rd, and we're in your chambers. After our last encounter with you a couple of weeks back, the videos was on the internet and people reacted. It was on our YouTube channel, and they reacted to your wonderful opinion on Mohbad and the legitimacy issue of DNA for the child, that is the grandchild of Joseph Aloba, the father, and the supposed child of Mohbad. And we'll talk about Mohbad's mother telling the world that Mohbad is not even the son of the father or whatever, and Wumi on the other side trying to prove that Mohbad's father has to do a DNA before she can allow her own child. So, and you gave your opinion. How do you feel with the reaction from the people, sir? With total honor, sir.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the people for all their reactions. It is not unexpected. Because you see, the death of this young, promising man, Mohbad, is only if you want to be insensitive that you will say that you will not feel it.
Okay, sir.
But the dimensions that we are all feeling it maybe slightly differ. During the last interview, I said that if I have the opportunity to talk to Mohbad's father, the wife,
yes, sir,
I will have advised that they should step down on the issue of DNA.
Yeah, that's what you said, sir.
For the boy.
For the Liam boy.
You see, my opinion then was not based on the fact that the suspicion concerning the birth of that son,
yes, sir,
that is not real, or that it is not painful for Mohbad to have called someone, cherish, someone as his own child, and now that is no more,
yes, sir,
that the child now be a subject of public discourse. All that Wumi that is being alleged, we not even have our own defense or whatever direction. But my opinion then was based solely on the interest of the child as provided by the law.
okay,
Now, let's look at it this way. Do you know that many of the people that reacted,
yes, sir,
even we that we are now, if DNA, the way we have it now, has been there, I was able to make some kind of analogy to the time of the Bible when they will ask a woman to drink bitter water or something.
Yes, sir. Yes,
because
sir.
it has been so. It has been from the biblical, or let me say from the period of existence,
Okay.
that man will always at one point in time doubt the faithfulness or the fidelity, of his spouse or vice versa.
Vice versa. Yes, sir.
But you see, we live in a society that a man, like what I said the other time, I don't want to think of myself as a bird. Yeah. Later on to discover that
you're a butterfly.
That I'm a butterfly.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Most of the people that reacted, if there is a decree now, or let me say a proclamation that everybody go back home, and before you can register your account balance, we want to have your DNA results. What do you think will happen into the society?
There's going to be chaos everywhere. There's going to be chaos from the home to the society.
Do you know that there are so many people now that even by their reaction, they don't even know their own status?
In the family they belong to.
In the family they belong to.
Wow.
You see, there is a saying in Yoruba.
Yes, sir.
Wọ́n ní tabanika ka ẹrú. Inú ẹrú á ṣe kíni?
Abàjẹ́.
Inú ẹrú á bàjẹ́.
Tabanika ka ẹrú.
I am only interested in the well-being and the interest of that boy. And the law makes the provision that no man, no child in Nigeria should be discriminated against. Okay, now let's look at it. Let's now just try to reason a little. If at the end of the day, the DNA result now comes out and they say that Mohbad is not the father, what will happen to that boy?
Well, maybe stigmatization, for women, especially. People are targeting women, really.
Good.
Because they felt that there's infidelity, that infidelity might have led to the death of Mohbad.
Good.
Yes, maybe that child is going to inherit a certificate of stigmatization.
Even if there is no certificate for it,
yes, sir,
they have ruined the life of that boy even before it starts today. Now, if at the end of the day, if they say that Mohbad is actually the father, what will now be the result?
Everybody will just clap, go back to their bed and sleep. Everybody will go home and say...
But do you know that the Yoruba have a saying?
Okay, sir. You are going back to culture again.
Yeah, I'm a Yoruba. I'm first and foremost a Yoruba man.
Yes, sir.
That if you are accused in the marketplace that you defecated without cleaning your bum bum, and now you want to prove it, how many people are you now? You now start going around to start opening it. Now you see.
I've not heard that before, sir.
You see. One thing is this.
Yes, sir.
We are emotional beings. We react to issues
emotionally.
Why not give this boy this benefit of doubt? I said something.
But you are the one saying this side of your...
Yes.
You people on this side are different from the other side.
I know.
Yes, sir.
I said if I happens to be in the position of Mohbad's father, even though I may have my doubts, I will still protect that child. There are so many allegations flying around that the child belongs to somebody. Yes, there are still allegations until it is proved beyond reasonable doubt. But in all this, are the people thinking about the protection, or they are thinking about the psychological trauma or whatever that boy will face in the nearest future? We are in the world of digital now. Records just don't fly away. The boy can grow up to be 70 years old and they will still play this video. The Baba is hot. He felt that Wunmi has done something bad. And he is looking for justice. But if I want to advise everybody, if we really want justice for Mohbad, I will advise three things. Number one.
If we really want justice for him?
If we really want justice for him.
Okay, sir. For Mohbad. Everybody
number
wants
one,
justice. Yeah.
yes. Number one. Let us give this man
The young man.
No, not Liam. I mean Mohbad now.
Okay, sir.
Let us give him a little time in our thought. Let's just pause for a moment and ask yourself this question. Before this whole episode,
Yes, sir.
what do I even know about Mohbad?
Nobody knew anything.
No, you cannot say that.
Okay,
You cannot say that.
Okay, for me, sir.
You can say majority of the people.
Majority of the people, yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Now, by his way, when he was alive, and indirectly he was crying,
Yeah.
what I would call screaming silence. Did I respond at that point in time? Did I even realize that this man is calling for help? Then ask yourself, when Mohbad was alive, what kind of impact did he make in the society? Was it positive or negative? But now that he's dead, what kind of impact is the situation and circumstances surrounding his death is generating now? If you can honestly answer those questions objectively, you will discover that if you want justice for Mohbad, you will give him that kind of respite and you will allow the authorities to do their work. You will respect his immediate family. You will respect his memory. Because in all this, are they doing his memory good or they are trying to bring that memory down? Now, when Mohbad was alive, this is the way I looked at it. And I like what I'm saying, it is my opinion.
Okay, sir.
In him, I can feel the Spirit of God trying to use a man. Just like Samson.
In the Bible?
Just like Gideon. At times, God may specifically, in his own grace, just want to single you out for a purpose. You may not know, but by your action, by your attitude, by the way you interact, the devil may get... You know, one thing about this is that devil cannot get to know what you are thinking, but he can read you through your action. Mohbad in his lyrics, if you analyze the lyrics of his song, he said
sir.
for about 10 years,
Yeah.
he was without anything.
And he didn't see his mother.
And during that time, he was screaming, nobody, he was just in Ikorodu, hustling here and there. He himself got to know that they struggled and they believed, the father believed that, look, the way you can make the best out of your life is when you are educated. He got into the Polytechnic. But instead of pursuing that,
His education.
I just want to reiterate one of the lines. He said, Omo pastor ti wonu aye.
Yes, sir. I'm a pastor to one. Yes.
Now, I am now, I don't know the lyrics very well. But yes. But that time he was crying. He knew that this is the wrong turn. And let me tell you, when he was doing that, he was at the most vulnerable point of his life. This same man did, and I think there's one track of one of his songs that he called Malian Anthem, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. When he was
And if you look at the lyrics and the body language and what they are saying is that, look, you elderly people, you have failed us.
Yes.
Now we are deviant. We will not put on our belt. We will do whatever we like. You did not, the way we want to do it. You cannot push us.
Yes. And you cannot subdue us.
You cannot subdue us. And he was following that path. You see, why man is quite different from all other things that God created. Is that man possesses two things that other things we never have. The power of will and the power of choice.
God.
When animal act, they act on intent. They act on their, as it appears to them. But a man, before taking his action, he has that ability to weigh the pros and cons. But when you are in your most vulnerable moment, Allah má yẹ kéèyàn jóúnjẹ ọ̀tá.
Àmín Jésù Kristi.
He entered into it, but he was already in it. By the time we'll start realizing that, I think I've not taken the wrong step.
Oga.
Now, during that time, his life was not impacting anybody positively. When he was, at the peak of his career, he has this feeling that, look, God is now ready to liberate me from the world of darkness. Maybe that is why he coined that something, immolenization. Yeah. Immole means light.
God bless you, sir. When he left, immolenization. Oh, yeah.
I was running from fry pan. Now I'm in the fire.
Yeah. The
fire of darkness.
Yes.
But now God is going to make me a light.
To my own generation or to the next generation.
But this is the problem.
Okay, sir.
He who wants to dine with the devil
must have a very long spoon, sir.
But at times.
Long spoon.
At times.
Yes, sir.
The damage will have been done to the extent that the only thing that God will just salvage may be the soul of that person.
Oh, God.
The body may not survive it. You see, when Satan incited the people that they were shouting Hosanna for on Sunday, and on Friday they were saying crucified him. Satan never knew that by that crucifixion
of Jesus Christ,
that is when his glory will come. The Bible says that if he has known, he will not have allowed the King of Glory to be crucified. That is why when you are in this world and you allow your situation and circumstances to push you, please, no matter how hard it is, do not let it push you to the extent that you will burn the bridge between you and your Creator.
That's a very powerful one.
Mohbad, by the time he will have realized, the body is gone. The same thing happened to Samson.
Yes, sir. In the Bible.
So, at the end now, Mohbad, the reminiscence on the life of Mohbad is bringing more positive impact to people more than when he was alive. That is why I said that if you want justice for Mohbad, don't let just be sentimental about it. I've given the first test. The second test is where I'm going now. If I want justice for Mohbad, what impact has his death or the lesson I've learned from the life of Mohbad? If just that for me, let me share my own personal experience. This is what I've learned about that one.
You also lost your father very early.
Very early. Now, my own lesson is this: no matter how difficult things are, when you find out that you have taken the wrong turn, do everything possible to turn back to the right step.
Quickly, 360.
It may not be 360.
Okay.
If you know the story of the prodigal son, he got to a point, he said, but come to think of it, even the least of the servants in my father's house, they still eat. Now look at me eating with pigs. When you find that the situation of life has pushed you to the point that you are now eating with pigs, remember that you have an heavenly Father. And until when you get to the point that you will say, now I will arise. Let me tell you, anybody that is at that point, you don't need to preach to that person again. You don't need to convince that person again.
Point of surrender.
That is it. Are we at the point of surrendering our life to God? Because the Malian, whatever they were saying,
Yeah.
they were trying to go the opposite direction.
Honestly, 100%, sir.
But I'm talking to the youth now.
Yeah.
You may be very emotional about the death of Mohbad. Yes, very painful. But the lesson is this: if you want justice for him, let his life and death impact your life positively.
Let his life and death impact your life positively.
Because what is the essence of you running after glory? And the glory now is what I will call Ogoiboji. If you are watching me, may your glory never be Ogoiboji. Because if you go to the cemetery and you wake up so many people there, if it is possible for them to many of them, it is when they got there that they will even know what killed them.
Huh.
Ogode,
Emikpe.
may that not be your portion.
Amen.
Now, what is the third way we can fight for justice for Mohbad? The last time we talked so much about the cultural something.
Yeah.
Ta ló fẹ́ jẹ́ ọmọ àlè? Ta ló fẹ́ dàgbà kó wá discover pé ọmọ àlè lòun? Ta ni èèyàn tó yẹ pé at the end of the day you are just a butterfly
instead of a bird.
Yeah. You may look at it from the point of view that look at the father that has trained somebody
over the years.
They have shared emotions, shared feelings, shared everything. And when the man is now at the point that he should relax and say, yes, I can fall back to the hands of my children. Maybe at age 65, 70, you now got to discover that all your children, they are not yours. At that stage, will you now say, God, let me rewind, let me go and remarry or give birth to another child? Oh, this child now, it is not going to be my lineage, my blood again. I read one of the comments when I mentioned the case of Ruth.
Yeah.
And somebody said, no, that the case is different. And I would say, no, it is not different. What would have happened to Mary if Joseph denied that pregnancy? I am talking to us. By the virtual, if you believe that all men are created by God, sábàbí ni Ọlọ́run fi gbogbo wa ṣe fúnra wa.
Sábàbí.
Yes, I want to be happy that I have children from my loins. Children that I can call my own. It's good. There are some people that when you see their children and you look at them, you see the resemblance, and that will give you that joy that, oh, that's my boy. But let me tell you the truth. If God tí ò bá kọ́ ilé náà àwọn tó ń kọ́ wọ́n ṣe lásán ni ẹni tó bá bí ọmọ kò mọ ọmọ tó máa sin òun.
Ẹni tó bá bí ọmọ kò tí mọ ọmọ tó máa sin òun.
We have a story. Recently there was a story of a woman that was killed in, I think, Akure by a foster parent. The girl that she adopted killed her. I think in Akure.
Foster daughter.
Yeah.
Foster parent.
I'm telling you.
Foster daughter killed.
And you know what? The woman adopted this girl. They said, in fact, it was after the third day that they discovered the decomposing body of this woman. They said she was, I think, from report, she happens to be a member of staff of the Ministry of Finance.
Oh.
Yeah, it can be painful. But do you know that we have story of biological children killing their biological parents? Sábàbí lọ́lọ́run fi wá ṣe. Ìgbà míì, let me tell you, if God has given you the opportunity, I said something. If I get to know that any of my children, they are not mine, the fact that they grew up under my roof, what I will do, I will not deny them openly, but I will let their mother know, look, I know this boy is not my child. but the fear fact but the mere fact pé Ọlọ́run ti fi mí ṣe sábàbí fún, if that is what he grew up to know and is behaving that way, that is the way it will remain.
That's the way it will remain.
But even on his own volition, he got to find out. And he now said, look, I have been deceived all along. You are not my father. I am going to look for my father. Then I will say, the period that you have been underneath my roof, Ọlọ́run fi mí ṣe sábàbí ẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá ẹ. You are free to go and look for your father. I will not go to my grave carrying the burden of that harm. If I did a boy or a child harm that is not that is not in any way his own fault. But he has the will and the choice to make. I will still perform my role. I may die and he may decide not to come there. No problem. Sábàbí, the period you are here, whosoever God has given you the opportunity to help in any capacity, please do it. Now for women. Àwọn ìyá wa, I am not blaming you. And I am not castigating you. But obìnrin mọ bàbá ọmọ ẹ̀.
Obìnrin mọ bàbá ọmọ ẹ̀.
Bàbá ló lè máa mọ bóyá òun ló ní ọmọ. 90%, if not 100% of mothers, they know who the real father is. Let it be in your consciousness and let it strike your conscience. If you know that there is some kind of hurt that is going on in your heart, if you cannot open up to your child, try to open up to someone that you know can talk to the man. But I know you said, kí n sọ kí ni?
Kí lè dàrú.
Kí lè dàrú. There are some secrets that we will carry to our grave. Fine. Yeah. But that is where you will discover that. Now let me round it up with the issue of Mohbad now. If at the end of the day, if your secret is covered,
yes, sir,
here or not,
yes, sir,
is it covered before God?
No.
Except if you believe that the day will not come that you will stand at the throne of judgment and you will give account. But once you know that day is going to come, I always tell people, when you do something, do not let us, where it is human nature, people will never admit their fault. The first thing they will do is that they will point to someone, like what our will I say the number one progenitor did, Adam. Adam, where are you?
Was hiding behind one of the trees there.
That one will even be better. And when God now confronted him with the allegation, like, God, it is not me.
It's the woman that you gave to me.
It's the woman that you gave to me. Now, imagine if Adam just said, Father God, I have sinned. We have sinned. You say we should not do this.
And we did.
Have mercy. Many people believe that it is better to die with their secrets than to let God cover them when they were still here on earth.
Oh God.
That is the reason why people said, ojú máa ti Ọlọ́run máa dájọ́ àfà kì í ṣe. No, that is wrong. I know it's an advanced way of thinking. Let me put it that way. Kò easy. It is not easy for somebody to come out and say this. But if you do that, God will be proud and God will be happy with you. Please, if you know you have skeleton in your cupboard and it's giving you so much stress every night, you may try to sear your conscience with hot metal. But let me tell you, if you fear men and you think that you will be able to face the wrath of God, then you are making man to be higher than God. And God is not a respecter of any man. So if you want to give Mohbad justice,
yes, sir.
Let me finally say, let's give the authority people to do their work. Let's give the family of Mohbad that respite. The young man is still in the morgue. And lastly, let's give God, who is the ultimate judge, the opportunity
God himself
to be the judge of all. Can we raise that on Mohbad? Or you still want?
Well,
or you are still not satisfied?
I'm satisfied, you know.
That's my own opinion.
Yes, you are able to balance it from the Bible aspect, from the legal aspect, and from the social aspect. And I think a lot of people will understand where you are going and where you are coming from and what you intend to have teach them. I want to just ask you a humble question that if you find yourself to be the lawyer of Joseph Aloba, his father, or the lawyer of Wunmi, or the lawyer of Mama Mohbad,
yes,
what are you going to tell them? If you
now,
find yourself as
first and foremost, I'll tell them blood is thicker than water.
Blood is thicker than water.
You cannot cry more than the bereaved.
But they are the bereaved now. The mother is the bereaved, the father is the bereaved, maybe Wunmi, I don't know, but they're all the bereaved.
No matter what, the Yoruba will say, Ali, I will first bring them together as a member of the same family. There is still something, a line that still binds them together. What is that line? Mohbad. One way or the other, Mohbad, the mother cannot say that I am not the mother. Even though the mother is saying that that is not the father. But there's still a line that until his death, even as we speak now, the surname of Mohbad is still Aloba.
She has even tried to change it now here that Joseph scattered all my children. He did not want them together at all. I am not fighting Mohbad's father. He was actually the one I had Mohbad for. She has changed it in punch.
You get it?
But he Joseph
you
was
see? You see?
Reunited with my son.
Is that not a line? Now she's now coming out to say that, you see, we are living in the era of social media where people gather clout. So in a situation like this, they should know that people cannot cry more for them. Well, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, gradually the news will shift to another side. Then they will now know that wọ́n ní tí ọjà bá tán kí ló máa kù.
Àtẹ ló dà bó máa kù.
Pàtẹ́pàtẹ́. Who is pàtẹ́pàtẹ́? You see, the Yoruba culture is very deep. Because at the end of the day,
Yoruba is the language of the gods.
You see, at the end of the day, Baba Joseph Aloba, we get to know that he is the pate. Mama Mohbad, we get to realize that she's the pate. There is no way they will still come back and still discuss this issue. So if I'm their lawyer, that is one thing I will first look out for. Now, the second one is this. Who killed Mohbad?
Sir, I want to show you a video before you go in there. Okay. And yesterday, just when we were trying to talk to you, these two people went to meet an affair.
Okay.
One Sam Larry and Mohbad's former boss, one Naramali guy.
Okay.
They went to greet a popular affair in Ilorin, about Abdul Habib.
Okay.
And he was doing this prayer.
ẹni tó bá pa ọmọ yẹn.
ẹni tó bá pa ọmọ yẹn.
ẹni yẹn láyé ń bí lọ́rùn kò ní rí rọrùn.
kò ní rí rọrùn.
tó bá pé ọwọ́ èèyàn kan ní kó ọmọ yẹn ti wá.
tó bá jẹ́ pé ọwọ́ èèyàn kan ní kó ọmọ yẹn ti wá.
ẹni yẹn ò ní sùn síbi tásọ rẹ̀ wà.
ẹni yẹn ò ní sùn síbi tásọ rẹ̀ wà.
ẹ sàmì. gbọ́ngájà ọmọ yẹn fún àti lọ sùkúl rẹ̀ kí ni máa pa àwọn àbúrò rẹ̀ 10 years kó má di màmá rẹ̀ kó wá tún kú àwọn kékeré kó wá ní ọwọ́ ẹnìkan ní kú ẹ̀ ti gbà wá ó tàn wọ́n kú tẹ̀lé o.
ó ń tọ́ òkú tẹ̀lé o.
ẹ sàmì náà.
And they are telling them to do amen. And Sam Naira Marley was pressing his phone. This other guy was just shaking his leg.
Okay. You see,
they said the person that killed Mohbad, the person will die. They said, Shami now, you can see this boss, former boss.
yeah, I can see. You see, there's a saying. Even it is in the Bible. He said, if you don't have condemnation in your heart, then your rest will be golden. Tí o kò bá ní ìdálẹ́bi ní ọkùnrin. One thing about man is this. Ẹni burú mọ̀.
Ẹni burú mọ̀.
Ẹni tó máa sọ fún ló ń wá. But you see, we should not allow our emotion and our sentiment to get in the way of the procedure for criminal justice, for administration of criminal justice. The Constitution says that anybody that is even accused or alleged to have committed any offense is presumed innocent until the contrary is proved. If these people are not ready to say amen, they know their reasons. We may read meanings to it. This is it. You see, you can deceive all people for some time, but you cannot deceive all the people at all times. You can deceive some for some time. And you know, there's some period they call the lucid moment.
What do you call it?
The lucid. You know, when I'm talking about in psychology now, when people, they said, even a mad person,
Yes, sir.
for some period in the day, we have his lucid moment when he will be at peace with himself. Wonderful. And he will be able to reason. If you have done wrong, the Bible said that if you have done evil, evil is right there at the foot of your entrance. But you see, we are dealing in a society that is based on the rule of law. These people that have been alleged, the police are still investigating. If a prima facie case is established, I know they will do the needful. But let me tell you, even if the police...
Even if justice is bought, what do they do? If
That is
justice is bought by the highest bidder, because we live in a country whereby justice is being purchased by the highest bidder.
I told you the last time.
Yes, sir.
I said at the Supreme Court, there's this saying, we are not last because we are infallible. We are infallible because we are last. Yes. Because once you get to that point, any judgment delivered there, either you like it or not, you must have to accept it. Because there must be end to litigation. But there is one thing. There is a man-made law. And there is God-given law. One day, we may believe it, we may not believe it. A day is coming, yes, that all hidden secrets shall be exposed. On that day, there will be no lawyer that can be able to save you. There will not be any judge that you give money to. We may think it cannot happen. Fine. But every night, even when you say justice can go to the highest bidder, when you are on your bed, something will strike you to let you know you have done the evil thing. And you know one thing? We are serving a jealous God. A God that will not share his glory with any man. I would rather be on the side of the law and of God than to be on the side of the law without God. Because no matter how long I am able to perfect or buy my way or maneuver my something,
yes, sir,
a day will come that I will drop all. And that is when the real journey of life will start. So please, if you really want justice for Mohbad, I've given you all those things. Let the family try to rediscover themselves. Give them room to explore where they got it wrong. what the father and the mother did affected the children.
Yes, sir.
And what affected the children now
yes, sir,
is what caused the death of Mohbad.
Yes.
And the death of Mohbad now is now generating ripples in the society. That is why we have to be very careful. At times, you as the sinner, you may not be the only one that will face the consequence of your sin. So that is what I will first do. Once I get the family in the right perspective, and in it, if we are able, in the Bible, they do something they will call casting lots.
Casting lots, like the one of that woman, that fornicator.
Yeah. No. That is casting stone.
Okay, casting stone. Okay.
No, this casting lot is this. If there is, okay, I will give you when the Israelites were going.
Yes, sir.
They got to a point that they want to conquer a very small town. They are the conquering cities, town, kings. And they got to a town. They call that the name of the town, Ai. And they said, well, don't let us bother ourselves with this small town. Let just 3,000 people just go there and wipe them off. They were defeated.
Jesus Christ.
And Joshua was now crying. God, you did not say that you will lead us from Egypt and you get us here to be defeated by these small people and now put to shame. And he said, there is a sin in the camp. And they now said, let us cast. They now said, you will get to know. They were casting lots. They started from the main tribe to a particular tribe to an individual, Akan. And that is when they discovered that it was because of that singular man that is, you see.
Just like the Jonah case.
Just like the Jonah case. So in the family, you can do that. If she confessed and she said, she pleaded, there is a way to go about it. And if she said no, because majority of what is going on now, I can see the influence of what I will call the third party, medicine, interlopers. Because people are making so much out of this. They are not giving that guy the kind of respect they should give his memory. The respect you should give his memory is that how is the life and death of Mohbad impacted on my own life. Let's start from there.
Yes, sir.
The people that are castigating, no, Kiniko, I even said somebody said that, look, if it is your own son, will you give that kind of advice? I said, yes. If I cannot give that advice, I will not do it. Let's allow God to be the final arbiter. Give the government that God has given the power to interpret the law and to do their investigation, do their work. And now give the family respite to rediscover themselves.
Well, I want to thank you for that wonderful advice. You've spoken like a lawyer, an advanced one, and like a father, an advanced one, and maybe an employer of labor. But I'm sure that a lot of people will not cite your opinion.
No.
Because of their mindset, they are young,
they
want justice, and they want the discourse to continue.
You know, my father always said something.
Yes.
When he was alive. He said, we are all entitled to our opinion.
For the first time, sir.
No, we are living in the age of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You are all entitled. I will not want to say things because I want, the Bible says something. It said there will be a period that people will develop itching ears. They want to hear what they have already concluded in their heart. That is the reason why somebody who has been alleged or somebody who believes that shame is coming, we go and drink sniper because he doesn't want to face the wrath of the people. No, face the opinion of the people. And he will damn what will happen when he now faces his maker. For me, I am not ready to face my maker when I know I have blood in my stomach and I'm now spitting out white spittle. No. So the people are entitled to it. I'm entitled to my own. I'm not saying that they should agree with me. But let us learn from each other. If I see a better opinion, I will learn. Because in law, we say we learn every day.
Learning process. Sir, before I ask the last question on Yoruba land, because of your schedule today, we'll still come back to talk more. There's another issue of artists, and I want you to give your legal perspective to it. Just suddenly, after we left you the other time, a popular musician in this country, what's his name again? Is it Wasiu Ayinde Marshal or something like that. You know,
Okay.
he said he's the Mayegun of Yoruba land and all that. Now, he's a young man, maybe an elderly man that have been working for him for years. Kunle Ayonlowo, a drummer, came out to say, "Oh, for that 2 years I've worked with him, I didn't achieve anything." That even most of the time that we go abroad, our international passports, he takes them, that all the band, he sees the passport, he does not give us chance to have our passport. At the time, I had a woman I wanted to marry. She was coming to meet me somewhere, and she had a problem at the immigration. I called my boss. At the end of the day, I couldn't talk to the woman again. He took her from me. At another time, he even said we should come and take oaths. I refused. At the end of the day, I was sent to somewhere in Ota, whereby I have to do something with pot and throw it to the Jubo issue and all that. A lot of allegations. And some people are coming out. Even one of Senator Gbejabamila, Honorable Gbejabamila's brother also came out to say, "Oh, it happened to me when I was his band boy." I have another friend in South Africa, a guitarist who also relayed his experience and all that. Sir, is it good that you work? Of course, some people say maybe it's a business strategy for him to have been taking their passport, giving them. But what is the position of the law on that?
You see, I told you the other time
Yes, sir.
that law and morality.
Law and morality. You said so.
Yeah.
You said they
that
don't come
like,
together. Like water.
Like oil and water.
Yes, sir. I was afraid when you said it.
Now, when you have